Now that the dust has settled for this Mecklenburg school situation, I have some thoughts for if you're in that area for you to look into. But I also have some thoughts for other people to look into if they are in a county that propose that they're having issues with funding. Now, I lived in North Carolina for 1 year, and I'm really shocked that these people in Mecklenburg actually did that. Specifically, the people, because I remember quite vividly that they were already having issues because they were losing teachers, they were having issues with school buses, they were having issues with a lot of stuff. They don't pay their teachers. I quite vividly remember someone with a master's degree who wasn't even getting paid over, I think she said she was getting paid $41,000, $42,000. And because I live there, I will quite literally say Charlotte has a lot more problems than what they think they have. It is not being publicized. I I'm in the state that I'm in. One of the biggest counties is having funding issues as well. Broward County is facing a 85 million funding deficit, and a lot of people think that it has everything to do with politics, but it has a lot to do with policies, and it also has a lot to do with immigration as well. Also, it has to do with their constituents being fed up with how stuff is being ran, because the majority of the money is at the top and it's not flowing down to the bottom. You also have parents who realized, especially during the pandemic, wait a minute, my children's are really not being taught anything. One, two, you guys are not revitalizing the existing schools that y'all have. It seemed like y'all just letting the school dilapidate. Three, you have certain schools who have that pretty much are overpopulated, and then you have other schools that's underpopulated. Well, in the midst of all of this, many kids have been unenrolled from school. Where does immigration come in all of this? Immigration come in all of this because you don't understand that with public schools, every child is attached to a dollar. So meaning the more they're overpopulated, the more funding some of these counties can get. If they're underpopulated, the less funding that they can fight for, the less funding that they can require. Well, what does that mean? That means when we had that influx of illegal migration to come into certain towns, that means that on the books, it looks like these schools were overpopulated. Now, what happens when when people just start unenrolling their kids from this? That means that less funding is able to flow around, which is bad, because at the end of the day, it seems like it's not really about education. It's really about no, 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 no. We need to keep these people even if they're illegal, because we're going to lose our funding. Again, it has nothing to do with what y'all think it does have to do with. It is so bad that there are certain counties and there are certain schools that are making sure that certain things doesn't get publicized, so much so especially with the illegal immigrant students, so that they don't lose their funding. Y'all fit in the blanks for that. Which is one of the things that I'm trying to tell people now to get involved in their local election, what's going on in their local towns. Why? Because for instance, I don't other states, they're appointed, like school board could be, you know, elected official. However, in Florida, whoever that you pick as governor, that governor is the one who appoints people over the school board, which is very important of which governor that you decide to select, because they are the one who's going to appoint the school board members. And if you think that you had an issue now in Florida with schools and funding and the lack thereof, oh, we might really see it. So back to Mecklenburg. Mecklenburg County, which is one of the biggest counties in North Carolina, sat up and showed their tail with, oh, they were protesting. But my question is, what do they really think they're protesting here? Because I don't see the protest for better pay for their children. I don't see the protest for better education for their children. I don't see their protest for demanding that the counties actually find a way to hire school bus drivers. What I saw was a protest to allow criminality to take over. Yeah, y'all have bigger fish to fry over there. And trust me, I was in that county. That's why everyone was put your kids in charter schools, specifically in Mecklenburg County. To the next one.